Alright, welcome back to the channel. It's Mountain Girl RC. Today we're going to be doing a couple of things to the TRXM. We got these tires put on, these wheels put on. They look absolutely amazing. Added a good amount of weight. Today we are adding the Traxxas brass spring retainers. I imagine I'll add just a few grams. And we are also adding the brass steering block. So we'll get we already have our before weights. Our before weight was 611 grams. That was after the wheels and tires. So today we're going to be adding these. So let's get started. Pop our body off here. And we're going to start with removing our front tires. Well, we're going to remove all the tires actually. That's right. Getting myself turned around here. Never good when you have different inserts with directional tires. You always want to keep track of which one's which. To do that, like I've said before, front left right, rear left right. Alright, so now we're going to get to working on, go ahead and pull this battery out. Get to working on these front hubs. Actually, let's do the springs first. Just curious, we're gonna pull the scale out here, zero it out, and we're gonna weigh one of these spring retainers. Just for fun. Okay, so here's each one weighs a gram. Yes, each one weighs 1 gram. So let's get started with these. These are really simple. All you're going to do is pull up your shock spring, remove your old plastic retainer, and replace it with a new brass one. Very, very simple. A few grams added to your vehicle. Looks like they have a nice chamfing there to keep the spring from falling out. This will probably be the easiest install ever on this truck. And just for fun, let's see if the plastic ones even weigh a gram. All 4 of them. Okay, so all 4, still 0, so all 4 of them weigh a total of less than a gram. So that's done. Let's get started on the steering blocks. Start by removing our steering arm. This is a 1.5. Okay. the bottom of the steering hub. Which is just a little shorty with a shoulder. You can definitely tell I've been in some water with this. The new ones come with new hardware, so we're going to use those. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to remove the top. Same thing. Shorty with a shoulder. Last one's out, and these guys should just, yep, pop right off. Axle came with it, so we'll have to get that out of there. Oh, I need to take that off. Ha, that's right. Don't lose these. Now everything in this truck is bushings. I will eventually be doing bearings, of course. Grab my little tweezers for this small little guy because it's giving me a hard time. There we go. That's that. There's our axles. Alright, our old hubs. We're going to pop these bushings out to go into the new ones, I believe. So let's get these opened up. Yes, we'll have to reuse those bushings. And let's find out what these weigh individually. Zero it out. Come on, 0. There you go. 1 is 6 grams, so 2 is 12 grams. Nice. So that's going to be some good added weight to the truck. Now I want to see if these are stamped left or right. Left. Perfect. Okay. So let's work on getting these little hubs out. Or these bushings out. Alright, we'll start with this bottom one, or the front one. That looks like one we're going to push out through the front. There we go. Now this one. That looks to be... Oh, yeah, it's coming. It's going to take a little work. There we go. So these are the bushings that you will be taking out and putting into the new hub. I'm going to grab a towel so I can just wipe those off real quick. Boy, the weather out here is nasty today. It is doing a full-on Oregon. I wish I still lived in Colorado. A lot better crawling. My family's all there. My little brother, who's my best friend. Yeah, it'd be nice to still be there. So left, front, obviously front. We're gonna pop that in there just like that, real easy. Gonna pop the back one in there just like that, also real easy. And let's get into this hardware. Sweet, this hardware already has Loctite on it. So we'll definitely be using that. The old stuff we'll just put into our little screw bag that we have for this truck. So let's start with number 1. The bushing already got. Alright, let's tip the truck over. Get that axle pushed in. So let's do that here. There we go. Alright, and let's throw in a couple of these shoulder bolts real quick. go. Get that started. As always, don't over tighten these because you're going into brass. Brass is a soft metal, and also other parts because you're going into plastic, and that is an equally soft metal. I have to get this. Alright, looks like our axle is not fully seated, so we're going to pull this back out. So, and we're going to get this fully seated in there. Wait, I just don't want to seat very well. Ah, wait a second. This. Looks like we got a pin slip loose. So that little tiny pin right there, hard to see. See it a little bit right there. You want to make sure that stays all the way in so that your bushing will fully seat. And then we'll reinsert our axle here. And replace our hub. There we go. That's nice and seated now. So yeah, again, screwing into brass, so you're screwing into plastic. Brass is a soft metal, plastic is obviously plastic. You don't want to tighten these things down too much. You just end up causing yourself a problem because you'll ruin parts. Now the brass steering blocks were $29.95, and the brass spring cups were $19.95. My RC shop threw those in for me. They had a bunch of overstock, so I was super happy about that. That was really cool of them. And let's get our steering link back in here. Let's see, linkage, but this one comes directly off the servo. I feel like I have that backwards. I'll be right back. I'm going to check one of my other trucks. Yes, that is backwards. I guess they meant left, right with the truck facing you, which is fine. We'll just pull it off. We'll throw the other one on this side. That's no problem. So, let's get the bushings out of this one. Oof, maybe I should have gotten bearings. I don't know if my shop has any though. I'm sure they do. Just didn't ask. It's alright. Just another video for another day. Alright, so we're gonna pop that one in. We're gonna pop that one in. Let's get this back on here. These do not like to set very easily, it would appear. Maybe that pin just came out a little bit like the other one. Get this to seat in here. Yeah, that pin just likes to slide out. Alright. It's in now, so let's reinsert the axle. There we go. Get this bushing put back in. That one goes in nice and easy, it's no problem. Put That one nice and snug. That one there. Now let's see about getting our steering link back in. There we go. Alright, flip it over and we're gonna do this side. Alright, let's make sure our pin is all the way in. That seems to be the troublemaker. Alright, good. Now let's see if we can get this one to seat without having to take it all the way out. Nope. And the neck goes are. Alright, that one's in. We insert our axle. Make sure everything is good and lined up. Nice. Couple little shoulder bolts going into this one. This is going to be a pretty quick video. Just snug. Just snug. Don't want to over tighten these. Also make sure your bolts are going in nice and straight because you also don't want to cross thread them. Because that's a day ruiner. Because again, it also ruins your part. That inserted. Got a good bite on it. Nice and snug. Alright, let's put this top bushing or front bushing back in, outer bushing, and let's start reassembling here. Highly recommend a really good pair of fine tweezers, hobby grade. These ones aren't, these are a little tool kit I got at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Make sure they're even as possible, so you put your castle nut back on. Pops down into place. And flip over, do the same thing to this side. That bushing fell out again. I'm having a ton of problems with my light today. It just doesn't want to work. Try and insert it from the front instead of the back. Without my light, you know what? Here, let's grab this light here. It's a little excessive, but at least we have good lighting. Well, we have a lot of shadowing now, but it's okay. Better lighting to come. Better lighting to come. Alright, that's in there now. Even it out. Put our, I call them castle nuts, but they're retainer nuts, your axle nut. Alright, and we're going to re-add our tires. And then let's get a weight for the truck after we put everything in. Turn it on. And zero it out. Add the truck. We need to put the battery back in because all of that was weighed with the battery. And this is a 1000 milliamp hour battery, so that you have that when you're factoring in your weight. That brings us up to 627 grams. Not bad. Alright, well, as usual, like, comment, subscribe, share with your RC friends, and we'll be back for the next video.